Well, we're in Washington, but most of Congress has actually gone back to their districts today. We're still, though, going to be getting opinions on some of the most important issues from both sides of the aisle for you today, with two of the biggest up-and-comers for the Democratic and Republican parties. John Harwood has pulled together a couple of those folks. Representative Rahm Emanuel, Democrat from Illinois. He joins us from Chicago, and Representative Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee, joins us from Nashville. Pleasure to be with both of you, and we have a lot of questions we wanted to get to. But I wanted to begin, there was the Republican presidential debate this week. John and I spoke with Hillary Clinton yesterday. I was with Tim Russert and Chris Matthews this morning. And everyone's trying to get a sense of what is, in a nutshell, the economic plan that each party has for this election. So I just wanted to throw it out there, give you each a chance. And, I mean, we want it in one or two sentences so people can really understand. What is the economic platform of your party, Congressman Emanuel?
Well, if you look at the candidates, they're talking about how to make sure that people have access to health care, they have the security of retirement, and then America continues to invest in its own economic opportunities, mainly in the area of energy independence, and ensuring that also that our workforce has a skill set to succeed. So if you put that together, educational opportunity, retirement security, making sure health care is available to all who work, and then investing in the technology and energy independence of this country. That would be the economic plan as I see it when you look across the waterfront of the candidates. They all are talking in those areas and understanding that today the middle class are facing incredible squeeze both between the cost of living and their paycheck. And if you live from paycheck to paycheck, that paycheck doesn't make it to the 30th of every month, and therefore we got to make sure the middle class have health, achieving their dreams, but also have the opportunity to do that.
In a word, Congressman Emanuel, is it fair to say the Democratic Party is about to reach a consensus on the Bush tax cuts? Do they stay or do they go? Really, tell me, do they stay or do they go? 3 words.
Very simple, that we believe in middle-class tax cuts, and there's parts of those tax cuts that affect the middle class we support. The others that don't, we don't.
Congresswoman Blackburn, let me ask you about the vote coming up this week on Thursday, potential override of the president's veto of that SCHIP health care bill. Democrats that I've talked to seem to think they've got you behind the political 8 ball, that you guys look like you're against kids. Is that where the Republican Party is in the House?
Absolutely not. And I think you're going to see that we'll have the votes to sustain that veto. We should be putting poor children first. It is as simple as that. That's what the program was put in place to do. And instead of putting the 500,000 children in the country that do not have access to health care, what they're doing is putting illegal immigrants, adults, people that do not belong on the SCHIP program before putting health care to those children. Now, we have 80,000 children in Tennessee that would qualify for SCHIP. So let's tend to children like that first. Tend to those children first before we move on. And, when you look at the rest of this bill, the things that people do not like about it, my goodness, you're talking about taxing tobacco in order to try to provide this health care. You also can look at the details of this bill. What they have is a bill that is set up to fail. Go into Section 102 of this bill. Look at the allotment provisions under subsection 2012. What they've done is you get to mid-year 2012 and your funding is going to drop by 80%. And that is something that the American people don't want.
John.
Let me go back to Congressman Emanuel and ask him, this vote's going to take place on Thursday. Do you have a legitimate shot of overriding the president, or is this just political theater trying to exert maximum political pain on the Republicans?
First of all, we have the votes in the Senate to override the president. Second of all, we're going to pick up votes in the House, which is because of the pressure that's been applied. And third, let me say this. Senator Corker from Tennessee, a Republican, voted in favor of this bill. I don't think he voted for something that Marsha Blackburn is quite describing. He voted for something that gives 54,000 Tennessee kids who don't have health care today, whose parents work full-time, health care. And let me go to the one basic point that Marsha and some of her Republican colleagues keep saying. They say poor kids first. Well, if you know the difference, Medicaid is for poor kids. SCHIP is for working parents, children of working parents. There's a clear distinction. And this bill ensures that, and it makes explicit that the children of illegal immigrants do not get this health care. And so Senator Corker, the Republican from Tennessee, understood that 54,000 children in Tennessee who don't have health care today, whose parents work full-time, would be served by this. And if you're poor, you get Medicaid. If you work and have no health care, your children get SCHIP, and Senator Corker understood that,
yes,
and Governor Brendan
let me back in on that. You know, subsection 201.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Congressman Blackburn, I'm sorry. I apologize for cutting off. We're very tight on time. I just want to hold your feet to the fire for 20 seconds, as I did with Congressman Emanuel. Republican economic policy is one sentence.
It is very simple. Lower taxes. Let individuals keep the hard-earned money that they have. Let them invest. Let them create jobs. Lessen regulation. Don't pile on more regulation. Allow small businesses to flourish. Allow people to experience that part of the American dream. They will invest in this economy. Let's focus on freedom and free enterprise. That is our economic message, and I think you're going to hear more about it from the Republicans. I think that you're also going to see, as we move forward and sustain these vetoes, that people are sick and tired of runaway Washington spending. They do not like what they see the Democrats doing with authorizing $936,780 million in new spending this year since January. That is not the way to get things